And that's something that I still shake my head from time to time and just realize just what an amazing world it is that we live in now with the potential to communicate directly to people.
Well, one of the things that I said, it was kind of funny. I was the SFWA board voted to expel me a couple years ago. It was kind of a charade, but we'll just take it at face value for now. And they were upset though 2 years later when the rabid puppies and I ended up taking over the Hugo Awards.
Now, if
And
you, sorry, just because I want people to understand, if you can break that story out a little bit for people, I'd appreciate it.
okay, it's pretty simple. Larry Correa is a very popular writer of gun porn, urban fantasy, etc. For Baen Books, and he's quite good. And he was getting mocked by some SJWs, and they were basically saying, you're not a real writer, you're not a good writer, you don't have any awards. Yes, you sell a lot of books, but you don't have any awards. And so he said, look, it's that's ridiculous. It's just a popularity contest. It's a small popularity contest among a small incestuous group of left-wingers. And they said, oh, that's not true. So he said, oh, yeah, and declared his Sad Puppies campaign. And he picked a couple, a couple stories that he liked, and one of them was one of mine, a novelette called Opera Vita Eterna. And it got nominated for the Hugo. And this, of course, vastly offended the SJWs, because, here they have indicated their disapproval. I'm supposed to go away. And here suddenly I've got a Hugo nomination. So they duly, made sure that I didn't win it, which was fine. But the mistake that they made was that they accused me of having gamed the award system so that I could get this one nomination for a novelette.
Because, and I can't remember who said this, Vox, social justice warriors always project. Who was it? That wise young man who said that somewhere. Social justice, that's you actually. But of course, right? You gamed the system. It's our job to game the system. What are you doing gaming it?
Well, right, and to me, it still boggles my. I know they project. I literally wrote the law, and yet I still can't believe sometimes that they think I give a damn about this sort of thing. So anyhow, but one thing I do give a damn about is I'm a game designer and I'm a good one. I'm not a great one, but I'm a good one. And so to have somebody say that I gamed a system in order to get one nomination in a minor category and lose, that was like directly offensive to me. So I thought, well, if they think I gamed it, the best way for me to demonstrate that I didn't game it is to actually game it. Once they see what me gaming it looks like, then my innocence will be obvious. And so anyhow, I looked at the rules, I figured out how to do it, and we ended up taking something like 57 of the 81 nominations. And of course, this was, the world was coming to an end. There were stories in National Public Radio, the New Zealand Herald. The Guardian was running articles about, once a week, without ever talking to me, of course. It's just,
we want to cloud it with facts.
George R.R. Martin, I know you're busy not writing your next book, but could you talk to us again about what Vox is doing? Seriously, they talk to him about what I'm doing more than they talk to me. So anyhow, so then they were upset. They ended up giving out no awards in 5 of the categories. It was terrible, whatever. And then they all decided that they're going to stop me. And so they ran a year-long campaign to stop me. And that was, the first or that first one was kind of an alliance between me and some others. But they kind of, the sad puppies. But the behavior of the SJWs in science fiction was so obnoxious that they ended up driving a lot of the sad puppies into my rabid puppies camp. And so after all this, they passed some rules changes that will take effect the following year. I mean, they pulled out all the stops. They exhibited mass disapproval in dozens of media stories. They called us every name in the book. They, you name it, they did it. And the end result of their big campaign to demonstrate how lacking in support I was that we ended up taking 69 of the nominations this year.